personal development, unplugged.
Welcome to the Personal Development Unplugged podcast with me, Paul. And this is a 5-minute quickie, a seed, where I sow a seed or some thoughts of mine, where I want to go with a longer podcast where we can dive deeper. But instead of just diving deep into subjects, I found that was sometimes too big a jump. And I needed to think along different lines and get my thoughts to germinate. And I want to do it with you too. So I wanted to share what I'm thinking about so you can think about it too. And then on the longer podcast, we're together, walking hand in hand, as it were, diving deeper into subjects. And the subject I've been working on is, as you can see from the title, what are you afraid of losing? What are you afraid of losing? Now, I've been doing something over the last couple of months, which is, for me, a little bit unusual. I've been doing even deeper work on myself. Yeah, deeper work on myself, because things have been changing in my life. And you see, those things are, I've been losing some of the things I've been doing for years. And in that void that's been created, I felt lost a little bit. I felt I hadn't got things that I was passionate about anymore. Still get hypnosis and things like that. But there are other parts of my life that just seems to, well, they didn't have that spark anymore. The little candle inside me just started to get dimmer. And I wanted to find new interests to spark passion. And I called it, this investigation, my North Star. Yeah, I have to keep looking that way because I never know which blooming camera I'm on. But I'm back again. But my North Star is my direction, where my life, I want my life to be filled with more passion, more interests, more creativity, and be more worthwhile. I feel my life has been pretty worthwhile up to now, but I want to be even more, especially with these voids I've created. I want them to be filled with good stuff, not just boring stuff. And I hope in my little adventure of creating this for myself, and I'm getting there, there'll be things of interest I can share with you too. So if you're having trouble with finding your direction, your passions, your mission for being in the world, your best version of yourself and why you're here, stay with me. But the thing is, I discovered something quite weird. And what the weird thing was is, the harder I bloody looked, it was like the further it disappeared. It was really frustrating because I looked and I looked and looked and I kept thinking about stuff. And I just couldn't get it, as if I wanted something. I wanted something I could hold, to have. And it disappeared. And then something happened in my mind as I was thinking around this. What am I afraid of losing? Which is weird, isn't it? Put the two together. Looking for something that's really going to be really good, really, 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 really good, but having this fear of losing something. And it got me thinking about emotional issues. We have emotional issues, but sometimes we hold on to them, don't we? Why is that? What are we afraid of losing? There's a theme there. And then I thought to myself, what about personal development? Which is a little bit like I'm doing myself. Sometimes when we're in this lovely bit of life of personal development, we're trying to progress ourselves, get that 1% better every day and all the stuff and all the good things, creating that best version of ourselves or moving towards it. It's there. We just got to move towards it. But sometimes we falter, don't we? We plateau. And there's reasons why we plateau, but sometimes we just don't move on from that plateau. Why is that? What are we afraid of losing? That's what keeps coming into my mind. Then I thought to myself, What about goals? Our dreams, our desires. Sometimes we work on them and it just happens, doesn't it? But then there are other times, and to me sometimes they're the big things, a bit like this North Star of mine. My goal, my dream, my real passionate desire to find something new in my life, to create something which is of benefit to me, the people around me, and little old planet Earth, which makes it totally ecological and fun. Why don't we achieve them sometimes? And I put it again, I think sometimes we're afraid of losing something, and it's that fear of losing is stopping us creating marvellous, magical things in our life. What are we afraid of losing? And the thing is, these are just questions, aren't they? They're just questions. But the longer podcast, I think I've got a bit of the answer. I'm not going to say I've got the total answer because there's always more answers to find. But I think when you find the answer, as I did, boom. Once I understood what I was afraid of losing, things just they became clear again. And the more I looked, the more I found. So on the longer podcast, if you come with me, this is of interest to you. We're going to go deeper into what we're afraid of losing, how we can let go of that fear, understand what's happening on the inside, find that passion, find that purpose. And guess what? There'll be at least one process in that longer podcast. I don't know what it is yet, but we're going to have at least one or two processes because I love, that is part of this passion that I'm finding now. I don't just want to talk about stuff. I hear so many people talk and they don't back it up. They don't give you the how. They don't help you through that process. They just tell you, well, this is what you've got to look for, but no, don't tell you how to look for it. Well, not only am I going to tell you how to look for it, we're going to look for it together in a process. And those answers that you find through the process, and I hope through the thoughts that we have, the deeper dive, will allow you to succeed in your life. Because that's the whole basis, really, of Personal Development Unplugged. It's using all the skills from NLP, hypnosis, everything I've ever got into supporting you and me, by the way. Support me in finding our dreams, creating our dreams, succeeding in our dreams, and making little old planet Earth a better place to live. And there is an end. The end is finding that real you, the real you that's going to make this life so worthwhile. Yeah. And I'll have a few questions along the way that'll make you think too. And the thing is, when we find that real you, and it's a simple little statement, it will create the ripples that will go so far and wide. It will change your life. It will change the lives around you, your friends, your family. And I think you'll make a difference to little old planet Earth. Which is, I know I repeat it so many times, but if we can make one little tiny difference, like that butterfly flapping on the other side of the world, we're going to make a hurricane of change, the wind of change. So please come with me. Please come with me on that longer podcast, which will be the one that follows this. And it'll be called something like, what are you afraid of losing? But it might be called, what are you afraid of? I don't know. Ain't got there yet. This is all in the making, and that's part of this. So come with me. Please share, so other people might be of interest, or it might be of interest too. You're interested in this stuff. Maybe have a little listen to old Cluffy here. He might have something for you. The video's a bit bonky. They're not that professional, but hopefully the audio quality is pretty good. And he's got some real interesting things that help you change. If you do that, that'd be great. Just share it along. And press that blooming old... I haven't got the old things that come up on the screen. Just press a bloody subscribe button so you don't miss the longer podcasts. And they always pop on your playing device of choice. All that stuff. When you do that, we're going to make a change together. So come with me and sit down for a spell next time. Okay, have more fun than you can stand, and guess what? It's time to fly. So before you leave this unplugged mind of mine, this hypnotic mind, if you enjoyed this podcast or any of the other podcasts, please do subscribe. It helps this podcast grow and affect so many more people. And we love to leave everyone in a better place than we found them, and this will help the podcast. It will help you, and it will help, well, everyone that you know. So if you could just subscribe and share this podcast to everyone you blooming well know. That's the only cost. Pay it forward to everyone, and when you do that, boom, we are all going to make a difference to this little old planet Earth of ours and the people in it. But let's make a good world, a nice world. Okay, you can now prepare to leave this unplugged mind.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.